Hey guys, Tepcocyclerepair. So in my last video I talked about 5 ways to bleed your brakes. One of those methods is a pneumatic bleeder. I'm going to show you guys how a pneumatic bleeder works, how if you wanted to fabricate one you probably can. It's a pretty simple method and I'm going to show you how this one works that I use. But please guys, before we get started, hit the subscribe button, help me out. Let's get started. Alright guys, so this is a pneumatic bleeder that I use. It basically hooks up to a compressor line, and the questions that I've been getting is, why do you need a big compressor? Like I mentioned in the video, you need a good compressor. You need a good compressor because you need enough air to pass by the hole to cause the suction. You're not creating a vacuum like you would with a oil extractor type. Like this one. This one you just create vacuum and it will suck on that hose and your brake fluid and everything until it runs out of vacuum, and then you got to pump it up again. But this one, as long as you have air flowing through, it's going to cause suction. So if you don't have a good air compressor, it can't keep up with the needs and it'll lose pressure and it won't continue to suck your brake fluid out. And if you don't have enough pressure in the first place, it's not going to blow past fast enough to create suction in the cup. So let me show you how it works, and then we'll do a demo on just some water I have in a water bottle, and I'll show you how that works as well. Alright guys, so here's the bleeder. I also noticed in that video I made that it was hissing while it was hooked up because this connector was bad, so I replaced this. It's hooked up. It's hooked up now, so it works fine. So let me show you how this works. We're going to take the bottle off here. There's a hose here and a hole here. When I pull the trigger, it's going to create suction here. Alright, so there's your suction. And what happens is it causes suction into the container. This has to be sealed up against it. And then when this is up against it, it will cause suction sucking through here, which then in turn is hooked up to your brake, and it'll suck fluid through there. Because what's happening is it's trying to take all your air pressure that's inside this container and blow it out here. So when it's blowing it out here, it needs to fill that area with fluid, so it's sucking it from here and through here and out here. So if this gets into, goes down into the fluid, so if you fill it up so much where that inner hose is inside of fluid, you see I got this thing filled to the top, all it's going to do is now it's going to just shoot the fluid straight up here and out. So you don't want to fill it up past that hose. So that was with 90 psi, so let's do it here with 20 psi. Very little suction there. And if you're trying to suck or trying to pull brake fluid through, you're going to have a hard time doing it with low air. And if you have a compressor that can't keep up with it, because when you're shooting straight air, it'll drain a tank pretty quickly. And if you don't have enough air, it's not going to make enough suction here in order to suck the fluid through the lines. That's why you need a good compressor to make this system work. And to show you guys how, when air goes through here, it creates suction here, we're going to use a little hose, and I'm going to show you on this and how it can work. So if we take air, I'm going to turn the volume down so I don't make you guys deaf again, but here's our hose, okay? And if we just pass air over the top of this hose, you'll see what happens. All right, it causes suction in here. That's what's happening. So when the bleeder, when the bleeder's hooked up, okay, when the bleeder's hooked up, all you're doing is shooting air straight through here, and it's passing over this hole just like I just did on that water bottle. It passes over the top of this port right here, passes over, creates suction. That's all. That's how it works. All right, guys. So now that you've seen how a pneumatic bleeder works, you might be able to fabricate one yourself. If you do, let me know. It's pretty cool to see people make things. That's why I show you guys this stuff, so you have ideas and plans how to make things yourself. You can always go buy one. I'll put a link in the description for one if you just want to purchase one, but they work really good, and I highly recommend them. The compressor that I'm using is a 5-gallon, it's a 60-gallon, 5 horsepower. I think it's a Ingersoll Rand compressor I have out back. I have 2 of them, so I'm running a 60-gallon with a 5 horsepower, and it works fine for that, no problem. But even with that compressor the way it is, when I'm running this sucker, it'll kick it on several times as I'm bleeding a brake system. So guys, hopefully this helps you out and helps you understand how a pneumatic bleeder works. Go ahead and pick yourself up one or make one yourself. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for further notifications, guys. Until the next one, this is Tepcocyclerepair. You like that?